Well, last week we covered the frenzy over penny stocks. You know, those micro-cap investments traded in the pink sheets or over the counter. They are up 40% this year as hungry investors scour the markets for top performers. Now, we were pretty critical of these investments, and tonight, one CEO is here to tell us about his company, a penny stock trading at just 57 cents a share. Joining me now, Rich Granville, Chairman and CEO of YIPPY. It is an internet startup based in Fort Myers, Florida. Rich, welcome to the show. Tell us what your company does and why it's a good investment in your measure for small investors watching this show.
Well, thanks for having me, Jerry. Let me give a little background on the company. YIPPY is about to turn 6 years old in a couple of days. Our fiscal year ends 5/31. We're a technology company that specializes in big data integrations with high security protocols for the management of large volumes of data on a private cloud architecture. A little background on the company. In 2010, we acquired a software product from a company called Avissimo, which was rated the #1 search product for $5.5 million. And in 2012, IBM bought that company for $135 million. So I think we did very well on a comp basis on that purchase.
All right, let me interrupt you here, though, because
Sure.
we want to get to some facts and some basics here, the kinds of things regular investors look for every day. When do you expect to have earnings?
Well, we've been EBITDA positive for the last 3 quarters. Our loss has been attributed to depreciation of the software programs that we've acquired. I think last quarter we lost $38,000, which is nothing compared to a Twitter. So in the grand scheme of things, I think we're doing quite well.
So you've said that, I believe in your filings, you say something like you believe you'll have revenue this year, that is, 2014, of something like $1.4 million. What were your revenues last year?
Last year we were at $400,000, so we are planning to do about a 300% increase this year.
Now, I've seen in some of the material written about your company before that you're really a search engine that protects families who don't want their kids to see bad things on the internet. Do you still have that business?
Sure, we still provide that. That's where we cut our teeth, was in the education space. But when we came in, that was when schools were losing tax revenue from their tax base, and the schools didn't have any money. So we spent all this time and effort trying to build these platforms in schools, but quite frankly, they couldn't pay for them.
So that must have been disappointing. You say your big data integration. Now, there are a lot of big companies in that space. Who do you consider your competition?
IBM, SAP, Oracle, just to name a few. We actually took our company and kind of revamped after getting out of the education space to mold ourselves into only doing big data for Fortune 100 or Fortune 500 companies.
And how many of those clients do you have right now?
Well, as you know, as your producers know from our due diligence we did together, we have a couple of multi-billion-dollar companies under contract. We have a venture capital firm that we're building a big data platform for, and we have some miscellaneous SMBs, which we kind of try to stay away from right now because the focus is big business.
Can you tell us the names of those companies? The big clients?
She's breaking up. I can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Say again, Jared?
Can you hear me now?
Jared.
What are the names of your Fortune 500 customers?
I'm not at liberty to, if you're asking for the name of some of our customers, we're under ironclad NDAs, as I discussed with your producers, so we can't give that information out. But there are, if you go to our press releases, we've done business with companies like Yahoo, Cengage Learning, a multi-billion-dollar company that was bought by Apex Partners. So we're pretty versed in the big business arena for big data, and our specialization being high security protocols for sensitive data lends us that we have very few competitors in the space. They're pretty much the companies that I mentioned earlier.
Rich, thanks for coming on. As you go, I want to show what's happened to your stock over year to date. It's up and up pretty dramatically. And as I mentioned in the intro, you're at 57 cents a share right now. Thanks for coming on the show, Rich. Appreciate you telling us about your company. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And now.